G'day everyone and welcome to the second episode of the Madden NFL rebuild. Today we are doing the second episode of year 2 of the Seattle Seahawks rebuild. If you guys missed out in last episode, I do recommend checking it out. Now we had a terrible record last season with our teams struggling to protect Russell Wilson, our main quarterback, but we went into the draft and picked up a new center, Asina, who's an 80 overall, and we picked up new fullback, A Love, who's 72 overall, a new wide receiver, T Donald, who you can see as underneath Doug Baldwin, who's got a 78 overall, and then on defense, we've then picked up G Fitch, which is a 73 overall, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We've just got a skill point over here for Coleman, which we'll do now. So we're going to put it towards zone just while we're here, and puts him up to a 78 overall, which is great. But on special teams, we have also picked up ourselves another kicker, G Pettigood, who is a 73 overall. And yeah, so I'm gonna sim through to the end of the preseason, and actually we're gonna sim to the final match of the preseason, and I'll meet you guys there. But before we do, this episode is going to be pretty much a speed through of year 2 and 3, and then the finale, which will be next week's episode, which will focus on the final 2 seasons. So I'll meet you guys at the last match of preseason, and yeah, I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, guys. So we are at the fourth week of preseason. We've got we didn't want anyone on the trade block, or if we did, no one really wanted. We lost our right guard, John Miller, so that he's out for 4 weeks, so the first 4 weeks of the season. We have to cut 2 players, so let's have a look at our roster and see which players we can cut. So Cam Chancellor we will keep because of the issues regarding him. So what we will do is we will cut Mike Tyson, and we will also cut Trey Flowers. Yep, because we've got so many cornerbacks active, so we'll just cut him. And as you can see, we are 1 and 2 at preseason. So let's have a look at our team. So that's okay for the time being. Let's just have a look at the stats for for the preseason. So far in the preseason, Russell Wilson's thrown 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then we've had our backup, Magoo, who's thrown 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not too bad. On the running backs, Rashid Penny's only really had he's had 32 attempts, but he's got 126 yards, no touchdowns. Chris Carson's got a touchdown, and everybody's sort of got the ball as well. Doug Baldwin's a standout. Dixon's having a good season so far. And yeah, alrighty. And then on defense, we've got 1 sack, 1 interception. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Alrighty. Let's move towards the regular season. And yes, we'll sim through that together. Alright, sorry if I'm sniffing, I've got a bit of a cold. Alrighty, so our set goals for this season. What are we going to do? So last year we didn't even make the playoffs. We were like the 6th worst team. So we're going to try and get at least, let's go 11 wins. Let's look at our schedule. So Cardinals, Bucks, Ravens, Saints, 49ers, Cardinals, Giants. We got the Browns in the last week. 49ers. Alright, so we'll go for about 10 wins. We can commit to that. That'd be a good schedule. So up against the Arizona Cardinals to start with. But what we will do is we will sim to mid-season. So I will catch you guys at mid-season. And yeah, I'll meet you guys there. Alrighty guys, so we're at the mid-season mark, and our record is 3 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. And we're going up against the 6 and 2 49ers in a moment, but we've got some contract offers we need to focus on. So we've got Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson, Jaron Reed, Tyler Higbee, Jermaine Brown, Nick Vannett, Jeremy Navidi, and yeah, so we got pretty much the backups on the offensive line, which we're not going to keep here. But what we will want to do is we want to get all of these players from Nick Vannett all the way up to the end. So we're going to try and get Bobby Wagner first. So we're going to offer him that. And he's staying with the team, that's great. Russell Wilson. Let's go offer him the base contract. Okay, so he wants a better salary. That's okay, we can do that. And Jaron Reed. Yep, so he's staying. Tyler Higbee. Let's offer him our contract, base contract. Okay, so he wants better, he wants more money. That's okay, we can do that. And Jermaine Brown. And that's what he wants. And then Nick Vannett. Let's see if we can get Nick Vannett. So we have 2 tight ends, then that's so we had 2 tight ends that we needed to do, and they're both staying, so that's great. Alright, so let's just have a look at our team. So no one has really progressed. No one's really earning skill points. T Donald moved up 1. Aina's still the same. He's actually an 81 if you put him at left guard. But we've got our offensive line back to strength. If we look at defense, our defense has gone up. So who's been getting skill points? D. Wilson? What's with Bobby Wagner? What's going on? Okay, this is all playing around. I think Coleman got another one. That's good. He's now up to a 79 overall. And Griffin, I think, has gone up to an 84. Shaquille's gone up to a 74. Yeah, everyone's still going up. Frank Clark's up to 81. So everyone's still getting points there. Special teams, I'm not expecting anyone to get any points. Nope. Alright, so we'll just go to the next week because I just want to just make sure that our team is okay. So we're just going to fix up. We actually defeated the San Francisco 49ers in that sim, so that wasn't too bad. We're just going to try and get our contract with Russell Wilson. So with Russell Wilson, what we really want, what do you want? A better salary? Alright, so we're going to try and offer him a better salary. So he wants a fair offer to be 29 mil. So what we're going to do is we're just going to offer him. Oh no, it's the bug where it's at the top. If we do that, yeah. So if we just offer 1 more year, see if that would do it. Yeah. So just offered him an extra year because he was at the max salary, and then we're going to offer you a bit more coin. There we go. Tyler Higbee, will you stay? Yes, he will stay. So we've got everybody staying except for the ones I don't like. But yes, before I forgot to check was our schedule. So let's have a look at our schedule. And let's have a look how we went. So we lost to the Cardinals in a close one. We lost to the Bucks again. We tied to the Ravens. We won against the Saints, pretty close. So we're scoring lots of points. Our defense is not really standing at the point. We lost to the 49ers. We then defeated the Cardinals in a revenge match. Smashed the Giants. And then smashed pretty much reverse of what happened before against the 49ers. But we've got the Rams, the Bengals, the Panthers, the Rams again, Falcons, Bears, Steelers, Browns to finish off the season. So this could be an interesting end to the season. But what we will do before we go is we will spend some Coach XP. So the way you guys do this is, as you can see, we've underneath Pete Carroll, he's got XP, which he earns. So what we're going to spend it on is we're going to spend it on expert scouting, master trade negotiator. Oh, actually we can't do that. Let's go back. So what we want to do is we want to get boosts for the O-line. But what we want to make sure is we've got enough points, which we won't. It's alright, so if we just get expert scouting, which we'll actually take away for time being. We need to upgrade our O-line boost, so let's do that first. Now, reason I'm saying so many ideas is because you need all of that. For a good team, you need all of that to occur, and we just don't have that. So until we get that all sorted, we will be not getting a lot of boost, and we will not be progressing our team any further. And as you can see, we just lost 35-14 against the Rams. But anyway, I'm going to skip to the end of the season, and I'll catch you guys there. Alrighty, so reaching the end of the season, we did not make it to the playoffs. We've got some people making some upgrades with Rashid Penny coming up to a 78 overall, same as McKissick, but McKissick got injured. Our O-line, Asina became an 82, that's great, so we now got an 81 overall team, with 81 on offense and 85 on defense. Jay Miller became a 74. Higby nearly is close to being a 78 overall. Tyler Lockett at 83 overall. Wide receiver, no upgrades for Russell Wilson or A. Love. On defense, we had Bobby Wagner officially achieve a 99 overall, and then we did not get much progress. We got Shaquille here getting an 86 and Shaquille moving up to a 74. We had G. Fitch move up to a 74, Justin Reed turn up to 82, and Jones turn up to a 78, Frank Clark turned to 82, and that was pretty much it. Looking at our special teams, we have no progress. Probably Dixon turned up to a 78 overall, that's pretty much been it. But yes, and we just signed all our specialists and all of our practice squads, so yeah, that's why they're not. But yeah, as you can see, we're not really going to be using them just for the depth. Alright, so looking at our let's look at our schedule. So our team schedule and our regular season. So we stopped at the bye week and we saw that the 49ers defeated us. The Cardinals we won against were about here. So we lost to the Rams, we lost to the Bengals in probably a close one. It's a field goal difference there. We won by a point against the Panthers, won by a field goal against the Rams. The Falcons we lost to. The Bears we lost to by a touchdown, sorry. Defeated the Steelers by 10 points, and then we kept the Browns scoreless. So yeah, pretty interesting season. Let's have a look at who's made it to the playoffs this season. So the Steelers versus the Rams, the Steelers versus Ravens, Eagles versus the Rams, Texans versus the Bills, and the 49ers versus the Packers in the wild card round. So all of our division of the NFC West have to play in the wild card rounds. And as you can see, if you look at the standings, Rams went 10-5-1, 49ers 10-6-0, we went 8-7-1, and the Cardinals are still the worst team in the division with 6-9-1. Let's have a look at our stats, guys. So it's stats for the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson threw for 4,101 yards, which is great. 31 touchdowns, but 15 interceptions. That is not great at all. We need to lower that. Rashid Penny got 659 yards with 4 touchdowns, averaging 3. That's pretty poor. Chris Carson, 371 with 6 touchdowns. Okay, Chris Carson. And McKissick got 3, Russell Wilson got 2, and McGo got 1. Probably just doing some backing up. We've got a lot of receiving yards this year. We have Tyler Lockett getting 5 touchdowns with nearly 1,000 yards. Doug Baldwin getting 1,000 yards with 8 touchdowns. Tyler Higbee got 7 touchdowns with nearly 700 yards. Tyron Donald got 4 touchdowns with 550, nearly 600 yards. McKissick with 2 and Dixon with 4. So not too bad. Let's have a look at our blocking. Let's see if we're giving up sacks. So yes, we're still giving up sacks, but not the ridiculous number that we did before. And so we've got 7, 6, 5, 5, 1, and then Justin Britt did not even give up a single sack. Good work. Alright, looking at our defense, let's have a look at the tackles for loss. 12 to Jay Reed and to Jones, 11 to Jones, 7 to McDougald and Fitch, and 6 to Shaquem, 5 to Wagner, 4 to Coleman, 3 to everybody else, mostly, and then 2s and 1s. Alright, sacks. Let's have a look at our sacks. Alright, so 5 to Reed, as you guys can see. Interceptions. Oops, what do? I press on Reed's character, my bad. Interceptions, looks like we had a few. We had quite a few, actually. And did we get any forced fumbles? Yes, so we got a lot of forced fumbles. We got 4 in total. Did we get any safeties? No. Did we get any touchdowns? No. Alright, let's have a look at our kick returns. Did we get any touchdowns? No, but we got lots of yards. So 528 to Rashid Penny. Strowman was doing some as well, and he got 519. Punt return. We had 1 touchdown by Tyler Lockett. That's good. With 229 yards. With the longest being 85 yards. That would have been his touchdown. If we look at the yearly awards, so MVP went to Philip Rivers. That is interesting with a 13-3 record. I guess that's well deserved. Carson Wentz comes in number 2. Aaron Rodgers. Look at that. Russell Wilson comes in number 5. But there's like nearly all of the MVP candidates were all quarterbacks. That just tells you how. Oh, we forgot to check actually. NFL, the coach of the year. I saw it before. It was the Jags. Doug Marrone. And with the Chargers, Jay Gruden gets Redskins. And Kyle Shanahan gets the 49ers. But yes, if we look now at the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Bradford gets number 3. Wilson gets 4. Zeke gets 5. Garoppolo got 7. Teddy Bridgewater's gone to the Cincinnati Bears. Probably in a quarterback race with Trubisky, which is interesting. Bradford got 9 and Jameis Winston got 10. Let's have a look at the defensive players here. Nigel Bradham. Then we've got no Seattle Seahawks on the defensive. Let's have a look at the rookies of the year. We've got T. Donald coming in 6, which is pretty good. And yeah, let's have a look at defensive rookie of the years. We didn't really get any defensive players. Oh yeah, that's right, G. Fitch. Grant Fitch got 10th. And let's go back to Carson Wentz still, of course, with a 93 overall. That is well deserved. Aaron Rodgers still 99. Goff 86. Yes, as you can see, what's that? Jimmy Garoppolo at 84 overall. That's a bit pushing it. But anyway, that is nearly the end of year 2. I'm just going to sim to the off season, and we'll figure out who won the Super Bowl in a moment. Yeah, that's an interesting season. So we didn't make the Super Bowl. We didn't make the playoffs again, which is a bit disappointing. We got another contract in there, I think. Who's offering their contracts? Oh, that's right. We've got. I picked up some free agents during the end of the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick them up again because they are pretty good. So let's pick them up for depth. So yep, that's a perfect offer. And we're not offering them too much. We're just offering them contracts just to stay. And they both will stay. So one of them got a 1 year, the other one got a 3-year contract, and we'll just see how they go. But yes, yeah, it's a pretty good way to start off the second season. We know that we've got a team that's going well. Now we're going to have a look at, as you can see, Dwayne Brown's regressing. So we're going to just have a look at our players, see who's still around, who's left. Oh, really? Really? Is that what's going to happen? That's so harsh. That's so harsh. Bobby Wagner just got to a 99 overall, and they just took him down to a 95. God, I hate the regression in these games. Alright, what was I doing? That's right, I was checking transactions. We're seeing who retired. So, retired players. So, we had Vinatieri retired. He went to the Redskins. That's interesting. Jankowski retires after 20 years. Larry Fitz retires after 16. Cam Chancellor finally retires. There we go. Jordy Nelson retires. So there's Julian Edelman, Chris Ivory. Eli Manning finally retires. And Andy Reid finally retires after becoming the head coach of the Jets. What the? Okay. That is interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the schedule. Actually, will it tell us who won the Super Bowl last year? No. I have to go into the news. Alright, top stories. No. What about all stories? Who won the Super Bowl? So it's the Saints versus the Steelers. Whoops. And as you can see, the Steelers won their first Super Bowl with their new coach. So it was 34-31. That was a close match. But yes, alright, let's get into this off-season. Let's see what free agents we can get. In a new Dwayne Brown is starting to decrease. Whoa. Okay, that's interesting. We could get ourselves a new running back. Because Rashid Penny's not really going anywhere. And we need him to get moving. But let's have a look at the quarterbacks. Phillip Rivers becomes MVP, and then the Chargers then release him. And then they're like, let's get him back. That is interesting. Case Keenum, 82 overall. It's not bad. Running backs, we could pick up a new running back. That's a good one to pick up, I think. Nice and young. But does he have quick development? That's the issue I'm looking at here. Quick development he does. We'll offer him a contract. We'll see how we go. If we do, then we can chuck around some of our running backs onto the trade block, because we don't need so many. And we've got plenty of wide receivers. We don't need to be picking up wide receivers. Corey Coleman. But tight ends. Let's have a look at. We've got plenty of tight ends. We don't really need an upgrade. Left tackle, because you can see Dwayne Brown's now 35 years of age. He's starting to decrease. We'll probably pick up somebody in the draft who is that capability. But we're going pretty well at left guard. Center we're going fine as well. Well, because we're moving them all around. We're right at right guard for the time being. Right tackle we'll need to fix though. So we will probably try and fix that in the draft. Left end we are fine with. Defensive tackle we're pretty well with. Right end we're good with. We just got a new player. Left outside linebacker. We just picked up D. Wilson last year, so we're fine. Bobby Wagner we're fine with. We could pick up, actually, we're going to pick up some depth back there. So Ogletree, interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and find a scheme fit and a young scheme fit. So youngest is 28 so far. 24. I don't want him that low though, that's the issue. Could pick him up in the draft actually, but that's what we'll do. Right, outside linebackers, we've still got plenty of depth there. Cornerbacks we're fine with. Free safety we're fine with. Do we have any better safeties? We do. But I'm happy with who we've got. And so we're not going to pick up anyone in free agency. That's except for a running back, which is interesting. And we've got A. Keller accepts. Okay, so now we've got, this is the issue we've got. We've now got so many running backs. Who do we want to chuck on the trade block? So what's going to happen? We're going to get rid of McKissick. We're going to keep Carson. We're going to try and put Carson on the trade block as well. And we're going to see how we go. Alright, let's see how we go next week. See what picks we get. No one's picking them up yet, which is fine. So no one wanted our running backs. Probably see how we go at the end of the year. But let's start drafting. Let's see who we can pick up. So let's have a look at our draft board. So we have got some good players. Now they've all been scouted, which is great. So what I'm going to do is just whilst we wait, we don't need a quarterback. We do need some offensive line. So we've got that one. That could be an absolute god there. Left guards. 6.6. Centers. No. Ooh, right guard. There we go. That's some good players there.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Right tackles. That's a good one there. Alrighty. And it's a bug. They're all C's. What the? That's interesting. So we're looking for depth. So we see we've got some good depth there, but they will probably drop.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
So we're going to probably look for the 4th round. There we go. Middle linebackers. We're going to look for the middle to end rounds. Right outside linebacker. There we go. That's a perfect one. Alrighty. And cornerbacks. 77 overall. That is looking sweet. And 8 overall. That's somebody who we need to look at. So when actually we pick, when's our first pick? At the 19th. Okay, so we'll sim to the end. We'll sim there. Sim to the next user pick. And we'll see how we go. Alright, so we're going to pause the draft. We're going to just pause it for a sec. So, we're going to make our pick. And let's have a look at our draft board. So who we got on the draft board? So we've got a left outside linebacker. 7.2. Or we could go with a right outside linebacker. Alright, well he's the 3rd round. So we could pick him up later. If we go left now. 7.2 though. To it. He's a late 1st rounder. So I'm going to get rid of you. Do we have enough? We have an early 1st round pick. That's okay. So we're going to go left outside linebacker to start off the draft. Let's do that. So get rid of you off our board. There's no other 1st round picks now. Alright, so we're going to go with a run stopper and 80 overall. He is ranked 11 in true talent and we picked him up at number 1. That is perfect. What a pick to start off the draft. Absolute balling. That's amazing. Alright, so now we've got the 11th pick in the 2nd round. Let's see who we can pick up on our draft board. Our left tacklers are all gone, but that's okay. We can do some trading. I'm not afraid to do some trading. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at our available, who's available. And we're going to go through the offensive line. So we've got a 5.7. We've got a 6.1. That could be better. 6.1. I want to see. He didn't go to the combine, so he could be an absolute stud. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure that no one else is in the first 2 rounds we could pick up. That's a good play to pick up, actually. Right tackles. Nope. Defensive tackles you can't really go without, but we're going to look towards cornerbacks. 2nd round. No one's really scouted him. Doesn't look that great there. Wide receivers, here we go as a wide receiver. 6.8, that's a good one. We could pick him up, we'll pick him up just for some net value. And we can trade him away, 43. Just because we've got so many picks in the draft, we can just do some trading. So we'll do some... Review the offers we've got. So we've got some high picks for the future drafts. We don't want anything this year. That's something I don't want this year. I want stuff for the future years. We've got 62. We'll go with the Rams. We'll give them. They're in our
Well, if
conference,
you're
but we
wondering what the
still
delay
don't
is, I
really
think we've got a
need
trade coming here.
all of those picks. But yes,
The Seahawks are now
this
on the
could be
clock.
interesting. Were we too slow in getting our player? No. So we can still pick up our right outside linebacker, or we could pick him up now. I think we pick him up now and just roll the dice and see who is left in the next one. He's a 78 overall with quick development. What a stud, Gilbert Menzie. You are a god player. Alrighty. Let us sim to the next round. Alrighty, let's make our selection. So, on our draft board, who have we got? We've still got our right outside linebacker. We'll pick him up. We'll pick him up now. And then we've got our left tackles to pick up at the lower end of the round. So that's what we'll do now. He's a 75 overall with normal development. That is not bad. That is still good. That is still good development. Alright, let's make our pick. They picked up a left tackle. They did not take our left tackle. Oh, they did too. Oh, that's okay though. We'll just wait. Available. And who have we got on the offensive line? Left tackles, 6.1. That's okay though. We had to roll the dice. That was 6.2. That's okay. We'll look at him later in the draft. But yes, let's have a look at our draft board for all positions. So now we're just going to wait until the later rounds of the draft. So yeah, that's okay. What we would do is we'll trade the pick away because we don't need it and we don't want to scout too early. Give it to the 49ers. Yes, we're giving a lot of our picks to our players in our draft, like our conference. Sorry, but you just gotta do sometimes what you need to do. All right, our draft board. Oh my gosh, we keep being too slow on our picks, so we're just gonna pick him now. He's a 73 overall. Quick development though. That is good. Okay, next picks. We're just going to go for some depth. I know we need cornerback depth and middle linebacker depth, which we picked already. So we just need a good cornerback. Just move it the other way so it's quicker. Cornerbacks, we've got that guy is still there on the draft board. 21 reps. How many reps did you do? 21. Why are you so far down? That's what I'm confused. You know what? We are going to give you a draft. We'll see why you slid down. 73 overall, that's not bad. Good depth though. We can still work with you. So the next user pick, which we have in the 7th round, 19th. I just realised it's now up on the top.
The Seahawks are now on the clock.
And we're just looking to pick up some good players, you know. A right tackle we sort of could pick up now, but there isn't really anybody who's great there. Right, and free safeties. What about safety? Oh, there's a nice one there. We'll just pick him up. 70 overall, that's okay. There's still got that glitch where it says you've drafted him at number 1, but that's totally fine by me. So we have a great draft there. Let's have a look at our draft recap and our 2020 rookies. So 80 overall, Cedric Oliver, 76 wide receiver, 78 left tackle, 75 right outside linebacker, 73 left tackle, 73 cornerback, and a 70 overall. So nobody was lower than a 69, so that's great. Alright, we're going to jump to the next week, and we're going to see how we go. Alright, so our team, let's have a look at our team. We're going to focus around our team, and we're going to do some trading. So we're going to get rid of McKissick. So we're going to trade away. And who needs running back? Who needs a running back? Let's be realistic. Everybody's got yellows, 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 yellows. Everybody likes a running back, but no one seems to want to actually have him. This is going to be interesting. Yep, we just went through everybody. Alright. What do we need that most people do not need? They all need a right tackle. Everyone needs a right tackle these days. Who is their right tackle? Oh, that's fine. Alright. Well, big rip. They just got a young guy there, so we don't want to take his right tackle. They still need a right tackle. Browns should have a good right tackle. Yeah, they've got two they just picked up, so why don't we... They still... What the... They still need a right tackle if they're high need. What the hell? The Bucks just picked up one. Cardinals. Everybody needs a right tackle these days, you know what I mean? Like, they need a left tackle. They just picked up two people in the draft who are terrible. What the... We could take their... they're trying to fix up their youth. Quarterback. They need a quarterback. We don't want to take their right tackle. Alright, you guys have got plenty of people, so we're going to try and steal. Who are we going to steal? We're going to steal your 73 overall because you've got so many. And let's see what happens if we go straight drive. No? Okay. What if I chuck in... You need a right guard, do you? Alright. Nope. What about left outside linebacker? See what we got. Alright, so what we're going to do is report... Oh, they don't like that. But he's a scheme fit. What the... And he's a need. Come on, game. Alright. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll just chuck him on the trade block. Who needs running backs? Upgrade a position. Let's see what happens when I chuck a running back. Yeah. Who needs running backs? There isn't many on the running back like list, but anyway, that's alright. We'll try and fix it up later. We'll just... Who do I know that needs a running back? It doesn't matter. We can just do this. Ready? We can just go trade away. And we'll give them to the Bears have got plenty of players. Who do I know? Well, the Raiders just lost. They don't have a running back, do they? Or they just pick one in the draft. Oh, damn it. This is the problem. Everyone's just went and picked them all out, and now actually the 49ers. Oh, but do we want to give them the 49ers? Yeah, we'll give them to the 49ers. Alright. Here's what we need. They're gonna give them Chris Carson. We're gonna pick up. They've got a lot of things to fix up. Right tackle. We will do this, right? We'll do this trade, and we'll just offer them half of the picks we have. Alright, so we're gonna give them... We'll give them a 5th rounder. See if a 5th rounder will work. No? Alright, so what about a No, okay. What about a third pick? It's getting there. Alright, so then in a second. That's 2 and 3. Oh, are you serious? They're wanting a high 2 and a high 3. Are you serious? I'm gonna take Chris. I need to get rid of Chris Carson though. That's the problem. Oh, alright. What if I just do like that and just to make sure I compensate myself? Alright, so they still want Chris Carson. Okay. Well, if you wanted him, why don't you say so? Alright, well, why don't we offer Kissick? Let's see if they do the same for McKissick. Kissick's not as high. What about a This is what I hate about drafts, is that people just... Alright, well... Alright, who will we pick up? We need a right outside linebacker, really? There we go. Sorry, we got rid of those 2 running backs. That's all I care. That's all I care about. We got a better safety out of it. So, improving our offensive line and improving the defense. And then what we will do is we'll try and use. That's right. We'll hold on to you, but we will try and get rid of. That's right. Anyway, guys, I believe. Alrighty guys, well I am going to wrap up this episode of the Madden NFL Seahawks Rebuild episode number 2. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do leave a like and a comment. It's great seeing you guys checking out the channel. Well, we're getting a lot of some new subscribers, a lot of new views. So thank you guys for the continued support, and that's me dropping my controller. Next episode. I will see you guys later. Take care. Goodbye.